Good morning, Enid. Once again, it's good to see you on this Thursday, September 14th, a very pleasant 62 degrees outside. And, well, we're just glad that you're with us. I'm Steve Kime, and grab a cup of coffee and join us for the next 30 minutes. It's a fast 30 minutes, and we've got news, weather, sports, and all kinds of information. And our topic today is about Alzheimer's, so we've got a special guest. And coming back from a globe trip, Sara Del Angel went to Spain and back. Welcome back, Sara.
Thank you, Steve. Hello, I'm Sara Del Angel. We are coming to you live in over 14,000 homes here in Enid and live streaming around the globe via the internet. This is Good Morning Enid.
And it is time to rise and shine. Out on the farm, it's wide open space, it's clear, you can see all the bright.
Oklahoma received a real ID extension through June 2017.
Yes, friendly competition, and we won. City of Enid won.
You'll just want to show up at 4:30, but we do encourage you to purchase a
A ton of stuff going on here at the Central National Bank Center. Come on down.
Just send us an email, and we'll be happy to share.
Hello.
Hey, Derrick. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
It's Thursday again. You know what that means?
Yes, sir.
It's time to rise and shine.
I'm on my way.
Good morning, Jamara.
Good morning. I'm on my way.
Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning. I'm on my way.
Yes, it's time to rise and shine. Okay, you went to Spain and back. Are your arms tired from flying so far?
Actually, no, I think I could keep on flying.
Wow. Okay, we have just a short amount of time, but give us a quick summary of what Spain was all about.
Well, it was really amazing. The weather was great, 80 degrees pretty much the whole week out there. The food was delicious, a lot of walking. I came back and I lost 2 pounds, so that's how much walking I did. It was great.
I think you said something the other day that the flight from Chicago to Spain was 8 hours. Isn't it amazing how big this globe is? That you can be flying 400 miles an hour in a jet for 8 hours and still not get around this globe. It's just amazing.
Right, that's true.
Well, welcome back. We're glad you're back. And we're glad you're back with us on this Thursday. So let's take a look at the bus stop forecast. As I mentioned earlier, as we start, around 62 degrees, and so it's really pleasant out there. But summer's going to return, Sara. It's going to be 95 today, and around 71, 72 perfect degrees for the overnight low. So that's the bus stop forecast if you're preparing kids for the school. And across the state this morning, it's probably pretty similar. All the way in Hinton. Hinton's over there on I-40, west of Oklahoma City is at 61 degrees. Forgan in the Panhandle. I've been to Forgan a long time ago. And then there's Foyle. Foyle's on Route 66. You've heard of Route 66?
Yes, I have.
The Mother Road. So it's 56 degrees there, and you see some of the other ones. Is that Nebo? These are places that Penn Cline has been to. I'm not sure.
Places I've never heard of.
Anyway, yeah, a place you haven't heard of. So anyway, across the state, looks like 50s and 60s. Okay, Cherokee Strip weekend, a lot of parades, a lot of events, Walk of Fame stuff. The 3-day forecast, is the weather going to cooperate for us?
Well, let's hope so. Here it is. It looks like we are going to have a warm weekend, but it seems to be a very good weekend.
94s, yeah. Well, I told everybody to get a cup of coffee, so excuse me as I'm drinking there. 94. So anyway, we're excited, and Enid, big Cherokee Strip days, and just all the events, so it looks like the weather's going to cooperate. Okay, now your little one is not in school, but we have the school menu today, so let's see if it's worthwhile going to school today. Of course it is. What's today's menu, Sara?
Well, we got some Frito chili pie, zucchini slices, steamed corn. My little one loves steamed corn. Apple slices, cookies, and milk.
Is that chocolate chip cookie?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, okay. I think Friday's a little bit better. If I was voting, cheeseburger, can't go wrong there. Carrots, pickles. Peaches. Yeah, I think I'd vote for Friday. If I was going to skip school, I think I'll go on Friday and skip Thursday. Anyway, we're not promoting that at all. It's 7:34, 62 very pleasant degrees outside, and it's time now for the bow tie guy, Derrick Silas with the Oklahoma Minute, to give us the update on what happened in news overnight.
Oklahoma received a real ID extension through June 2017. And Oklahoma natives and country music.
There are a lot of events going on this weekend with the Chisholm Trail 150th anniversary, the Cherokee Strip celebration, and Enid's birthday, which is Saturday, September 16th. The annual Cherokee Strip Parade will begin at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, but before that, the city of Enid will have its annual Walk of Fame ceremony at the Central National Bank Center at 9 a.m., where 3 new inductees will be honored. And in sports, this Saturday, OSU will take on Pittsburgh at 11 o'clock. In Pennsylvania, it will air on ESPN. OU will take on Tulane at 5 p.m. In Norman. It will air on pay-per-view. And Tulsa will take on Toledo in Ohio at 6 p.m. It will air on ESPN3. Did you know the shopping cart was invented in Oklahoma? Yes, Sylvan Goldman, owner of the Humpty Dumpty supermarket chain in Oklahoma City, conceived of the folding basket carrier in 1937. And in 1814, U.S. soldiers at Baltimore's Fort McHenry raised a huge American flag to celebrate a crucial victory over British forces during the War of 1812. The sight of those broad stripes and bright stars inspired Francis Scott Key to write a song that eventually became the United States national anthem. That's the Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Sara.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I saw that on the calendar about the Star Spangled Banner, so leave it to Derrick to sing for us. That's good.
Thank you, Derrick. Well, like Steve mentioned, we have a very big weekend, and here to give us a little bit more about future events is Brooke.
You'll just want to show up at 4:30, but we do encourage you to purchase a ticket because there won't be that many contestants.
Good morning, Enid. We have so many events going on right here at the C&B Center Arena. We just finished off a great weekend with 3 plated meals for 3 different events, and we are looking to do another one this Saturday with the 70th anniversary United States Air Force Community Ball. And the entire community is invited to the ball this weekend on Saturday, September 16th. It is a black tie event, so you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great event right here in your community at the C&B Center Arena. And then we've got, in October, REO Speedwagon. That's on October 3rd, and tickets are available. It's going to be a great concert that you do want to be here for. And again, that's REO Speedwagon on October 3rd. We also have, in October, the Oklahoma Arts Council. That's going to be a conference at the Convention Center. We're really excited about this great event coming right here to the C&B Center Arena Convention Center. Really excited about all of these events. We have so many more coming up, and I'll be letting you know what we have coming up this December in the next segment. Thanks, and back to you in the studio, Sara and Steve.
Thank you, Brooke. Appreciate that very much. Okay, it's a football Friday. I know, Sara, you're just jumping up and down because it's football. Well, I am. A big game Friday night in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City McGinnis will be host to the Enid Plainsmen. That's the first game you see right there. Thomas is at Chisholm. Other games that everybody should go to, Sara, include?
Would be Watonga at Oklahoma Bible Academy, Perry at Kellyville,
Yeah.
Pioneer Pleasantville at Sealing. Is that correct?
Yeah, very good.
Sharon Mutual at Wacomas.
Yeah. My Perry Maroons, as you said, are going to Kellyville. So we're rooting for the Perry Maroons and the Enid Plainsmen. So that's the Friday night lights. So, okay, we've been doing a series here on the Enid Television Network featuring our City of Enid employees and many of them involved in the community. And it's a series called Giving Back. And now we have Derrick Silas talking about giving back in an organization that he's involved in. And we want to show that to you right now at 7:38.
Hello, I'm Derrick Silas, and I work for the City of Enid Public Relations Department as Director of Electronic Communications. The organization I work with is Baby Inc. That's Building a Better You.
What made you want to become a part of Baby Inc?
I've always been passionate about kids. You know how this world is going. I just want the next generation of kids to succeed.
Yeah.
The mission of Baby Inc. is to encourage and assist school-aged children to reach their full potential in life through positive mentorship and self-empowerment with community support. We have several programs that provide unique opportunities to promote excellence, including our free haircuts, athletic leagues, summer camps, and art and music programs.
Well, I told him about the film program.
I encourage you to get involved in a local community organization just like Baby Inc. It will give you a great sense of fulfillment.
So does the special go towards the lessons as well, or no?
special does not go towards the list. You'll have to contact Steve. And he...
Thank you, Derrick, for that word about giving back. And we have different individuals at the City of Enid that have been telling their stories about giving back to the community. Well, again, currently holding steady at 62 degrees under a sunny sky. Going to be warm today, high 95, and but that's all right. Well, we have a very serious but an informative topic today. It's about Alzheimer's disease, and I wanted to share with you before we introduce our special guest this morning. Alzheimer kills more individuals than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. It says every 66 seconds that someone is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And also 1 in 3 seniors die with Alzheimer's. And here's something else. It is the most common form of dementia, and this terminal progressive brain disorder has no known cause or cure, and more than 5 million Americans have Alzheimer's disease. So this is September, as in the Alzheimer Awareness Month. Our special guest at the round table this morning is Lizzy Orf. Lizzy is the community or Communications Outreach Coordinator for Western Oklahoma, dealing with Alzheimer. Lizzy, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
having me. What do you think of all these bright lights?
Oh, I love them.
Well, thanks for being here. These statistics that I've kind of shared with our viewing audience, 1 in 3 and every 66 seconds, that really raised awareness that Alzheimer is something else. Our first question, Lizzy, is what is the difference between Alzheimer's disease and dementia?
That's a great question. People ask me that question all the time. A lot of people don't know what the difference is between dementia and Alzheimer's.
Because it seems like it's the same.
Exactly. And so whenever you think of dementia, you want to think of it as an umbrella term. Just like there's cancer, there are different types of cancers. Okay. Well, there's dementia, and there are different types of dementia. And Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia, and it makes up 60 to 80% of cases of dementia.
And what would be another? If Alzheimer's is one under that umbrella, what would be another disease?
Parkinson's.
Okay.
Lewy body.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Lizzy. Thank you. First of all, thank you for joining us this morning. I know you traveled so far.
Yes.
And this is such an important topic, so I just really want to, thank you for your time. I do have 2 questions in one, so I'll go with the first one. What are the stages of Alzheimer's disease?
Okay, so there's the early stage, middle stage, and late stage. So in the early stage, somebody with the early stages of Alzheimer's, they'll be able to drive. Sometimes they can notice the signs in themselves. Usually the people that identify the signs are their loved ones or their friends or their family. And then there's the middle stage. They start showing kind of behaviors in this stage. They get easily upset. They forget to bathe and take showers. And then there's the late stage. So that's when they need around-the-clock care. They lose long-term and short-term memory, and it's hard for them to communicate. They might just use simple words or no words at all.
Okay. So is this disease limited to certain age group?
So it's not. They say that the earliest person diagnosed with Alzheimer's was 26 years old. After the age of 65, your chances of developing Alzheimer's doubles every 5 years. And then after the age of 85, there's a 50% chance that you might develop Alzheimer's disease.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Are there, Lizzy, genetic risk factors for developing this disease?
So there are 2 genes scientists have came up with. There's the risk gene and the deterministic gene. So if you have the risk gene, you might develop Alzheimer's. But if you have the deterministic gene, then you are going to develop Alzheimer's.
So how do I know if I have one of these or both?
You can go get tested.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is that something that you all recommend, or is that a test that takes place when you're 65, 75, 85? Or?
Well, we do not. I mean, I personally do not recommend, but you can go get it done. It's very expensive.
Okay.
But if you find out that you have it, I feel like that you're going to worry about it the rest of your life and just be worried.
Let's take this question a step further with genetic risk. If mom has Alzheimer's, well, does the son and daughter, are they in line then, or does it skip generations, or?
Well,
I mean,
so they say that if you have a sister, mother, father, brother, or sister that has Alzheimer's disease, you are more likely to develop the disease in the future, but it is not guaranteed. We see people that everybody in their family has it, and then there's always that, or there's not always, but there's that one person that does not develop Alzheimer's disease. So it's hard to say if you will get it for sure if your mom or your dad has it, but there is more of a likely chance of you developing Alzheimer's if it's in your family.
Yeah, very good. September is Awareness or Alzheimer Awareness Month, and our special guest, again, is Lizzy Orf, and Lizzy is the Communications Outreach Coordinator for Western Oklahoma. She spends time in Enid, Oklahoma, and also in Lawton, so you have, and other places in Western Oklahoma. So we're certainly glad that she's with us here on Good Morning Enid.
Yes. How is this disease diagnosed?
Well, whenever you get diagnosed, you want to go to your primary care physician and let them know what you're seeing. And then they might do a mini mental exam where they ask you the 3 questions before, remember them later. They might have you draw a clock. Then they want to rule out everything else that it could possibly be that's causing you to forget things. And then the last thing they will do is diagnose you with Alzheimer's. So they want to rule out everything else before they diagnose you with Alzheimer's. So you can go get a blood or a brain scan, do the many mental exams, and that's the other ways.
Okay.
So Lizzy, earlier, excuse me, you talked about the 3 different phases or stages of the disease. Is there a rule or some guidelines to say if you're in the middle stage, it's time to test, or early stages? I mean, what's the recommendation from the Alzheimer's Association?
Whenever you first notice signs, it's important for you to go get go to the doctor, because it's important, because you want to get all of your care planning in order, all of your finances in order. You want your caregivers to be prepared, and you want your caregivers to understand how to care for you whenever you are having Alzheimer's. And it's important for them to know what you would want whenever you are not capable of telling them later on in the disease.
So this may be a silly question, but just kind of to follow up on what he asked, we all forget things sometimes.
Yes.
So at what point is it something to be concerned of?
Whenever you start putting your purse in the refrigerator, or you look at your loved one and you're not sure who that loved one is, you know that you love that person, but you're not sure if that's your wife or your husband or your mother. Whenever you can't continue on having conversations with people, whenever you're forgetting to bathe.
Okay.
Yes.
In the outset of our interview, Lizzy, I mentioned that Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, terminal, progressive brain disorder, no known cause or cure. My question is, what treatment is available for Alzheimer's? So maybe there is assistance, but since there is no cure, I guess you just don't go to the store, pull it off the shelf, and you have that cure. So what do loved ones or family members do for treatment, for help?
Well, it's important for them to get help. A lot of caregivers, they forget to take care of themselves, so it's important for them to get help from the Alzheimer's Association or anybody that needs help. Can you ask me that question again?
Well, since there is no known cure, what kind of, let's just say I have a grandparent or something that has Alzheimer's. What kind of treatment or what do I do as a sibling, if you will, to help grandma out?
There is no cure, correct.
Besides just loving on them.
It's important to live in their reality. There's no way to prevent, slow, or cure it. You can't change their mind. You can't prove them wrong. You can't say, remember, Mom, we went there. Remember, you can't go there. It's just live in the reality is what's most important. That's what you can do.
And it probably could be frustrating a little bit for the family members, saying, don't you remember that we went there last week? Or don't you remember the keys always go here?
Yes.
I see. So, how about resources?
Yes. Are there any resources that you can share with us for any caregivers that are out there?
Yes. So at the Alzheimer's Association, we have support groups here in Enid. We have them all over Oklahoma. We also offer care consultations. So some people don't know what Alzheimer's is, so we can educate you about the disease, the progression of the disease, what you need to get in order before your loved one is too far in the disease and they can't tell you what they want. So we help them get everything in order when it's most important. And we have an 800 number that's great. You can call them and they can help you with anything. They're licensed social workers. Any kind of questions you might have. Maybe you are having a hard time getting your loved one in the bathtub, or maybe you need to know what educational programs about Alzheimer's is going on here in your community. You can contact that number. Any kind of questions you might have, we have an answer for you at the Alzheimer's Association.
And I know Penn has provided some graphics for us, Lizzy, as you were speaking, for some phone numbers and places to reach out and stuff. You know, before the interview started, I just kind of shared some statistics. 1 in 3 seniors will die with Alzheimer's, and every 66 seconds someone develops Alzheimer's. Your role as communications coordinator for Western Oklahoma, tell us a little bit about what would be a normal day for Lizzy?
Oh, a normal...
Because you got the western part of the state.
Oh, I drive everywhere. So I go into churches, I go into hospitals. I let them know that we are the Alzheimer's Association. Everything we offer is free. We are for the caregivers. So our main goal is to help the caregivers. And I also go into physician offices, and I ask them to refer their patients to the Alzheimer's Association, because once someone's diagnosed, their caregivers are lost. There's no way to prevent, slow, or cure Alzheimer's, and they're kind of like, well, what do I do now? So we ask that the physicians refer their patients to us, and we contact them, and we let them know that we're here,
Okay.
we're free to help you. So that's the day I just pick a town, I go to that town, and I decide if I want to do churches, if I want to do hospitals that day. Sometimes I do both, and I just let them know we're here, we're free, and we want to help you.
Anything else on your mind, Sarah? It's just amazing when you think you know about Alzheimer's, then you share these numbers. It's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
Earlier this morning, you mentioned that November is the official, what was it, the awareness or something?
Alzheimer's Awareness Month.
Okay. So what goes on in November that we could get involved in?
Oh, well, at the association, we always have great presentations going on that we can do in your community.
Because we had a walk here recently.
Yes,
Raised
we did.
$50,000, I think you said,
Our
or something?
goal was $50,000, and we surpassed that goal, so we're really proud and happy.
Very good.
Yes, Enid, you did great. We appreciate that. So it was fun.
Okay.
Great walk.
Anything else that we missed? I know this has been a quick 10 or so minutes, Lizzy, but what if you had an opportunity to speak to the folks at home, drinking coffee, watching you this morning, what would you say to them about Alzheimer's that we haven't covered?
That it's important for you to live in their reality. You, if they think that you are their daughter and you're their wife, you have to act like you're their daughter, because you can't change their mind. They're not going to. You're never going to win. You're never going to win the argument. You're never going to win. You're never going to change their mind. And we always tell people that it's the disease. That's not your mom. It's the disease. So it's important to remember that they don't know what they're doing, and it's Alzheimer's, and it's important to remember that.
Very, very good advice. Lizzy Orf is our special guest at the round table this morning. She is the Communications Outreach Coordinator for Western Oklahoma with Alzheimer's. And Lizzy, thanks for being here at dark 30 in the morning to join us.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
And again, we appreciate you joining us here on this Thursday morning, holding steady at 62 degrees. And if you're planning the day, it's a golf day, 95 degrees. It's going to be warm out there. At 7:52, speaking of Alzheimer's, we have a little promo that we want to show you right now.
The first person to survive Alzheimer's disease is out there. They're going to hold on to everything the disease steals away. That smile they can't hide. The dance class they love. Every single piece of them is going to make it through. And the Alzheimer's Association is going to make it happen by funding research, advancing public policy, and spurring scientific breakthroughs. And by providing local support to those living with the disease and their caregivers, we're easing the burden for all those facing it until we accomplish our goal. Alzheimer's disease has devastated millions of lives, but that's all going to change when we reach the first survivor. But we won't get there without you. Visit alz.org to join the fight.
Very good, and we appreciate the opportunity to share that promo with you, so keep that in mind. Okay, it's 7:53. Did you learn anything? Well,
yes, I did. You know, you think you know about Alzheimer's, and then you get all this information, and you realize you really did not know as much as you thought you did.
And I guess with the stages that Lizzy was talking about, the 1, 2, 3, or the early stage, middle stage, and then in-depth stage, I guess, as they said, this is a progressive, you just keep moving into the phases. So anyway, we appreciate Lizzy being here this morning. So, okay, what's next on this Thursday morning?
Well, on this Thursday morning, we have Derrick.
I'm happy to report that last week, Enid Television Network received the Award of Excellence from 3CMA for an informational video regarding trash pickup entitled Trash Talk. Over 197 jurisdictions entered the 2017 competition. ETN competed with cities such as West Palm Beach, Florida, Boulder, Colorado, West Hollywood, California, and Roanoke, Virginia. Congrats to our great team and to Sara Angel for being the video. There are a lot of events going on this weekend with the Chisholm Trail 150th anniversary, the Cherokee Strip celebration, and Enid's birthday, which is Saturday, September 16th. The annual Cherokee Strip Parade will begin at 10:30 a.m. and before that, we will have the Walk of Fame at the CNB Center at 9 a.m. where 3 new inductees will be honored. In sports, OSU will take on Pittsburgh at 11 a.m. in Pennsylvania. It will air on ESPN. OU will take on Tulane at 5 p.m. In Norman, it will air on pay-per-view, and Tulsa will take on Toledo in Ohio at 6 p.m. It will air on ESPN3. The shopping cart, invented in Oklahoma. Sylvan Goldman, owner of the Humpty Dumpty supermarket chain in Oklahoma City, conceived of the folding basket carrier in 1937. And on this day in history, in 1814, the U.S. soldiers at Baltimore's Fort McHenry raised a huge American flag to celebrate a crucial victory over the British forces during the War of 1812. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
That's the Oklahoma Minute. That's kind of like Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it is, you know, for September 14th. 7:56. Let's get caught up again with Brooke over at Enid, at the CNB Center with Enid Entertainment for our second segment this morning. Here's Brooke.
Christmas seems far away, but it'll be here before we know it. We're already booking up with several Christmas parties in the Convention Center, and right here at the Central National Bank Center Arena, we have 3 events in December, so you want to go ahead and get your tickets now. Sesame Street Live is going to be on December 2nd. We also have Mannheim Steamroller by Chip Davis. That's returning here on December 7th. Tickets are available. We have group discounts for that event, and we have a pre-show dinner as well. That's on Thursday, December 7th, Mannheim Steamroller. It's going to be a great event for the entire family. We also have Mark Lowry, and that's also a Christmas show on Thursday, December 14th. Really excited about this event as well. Now we do have group discounts for this concert too, and he's a really funny guy who also does some great Christmas hits. One that you may know is Mary Did You Know? So you'll want to be here. Be sure to get your tickets for all of our upcoming events. Visit our website at cnbcenter.com. Thanks, and back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Brooke. And we never want to miss out the opportunity to share with you guys or try to help those dogs at home. So here is our dog video.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, and this is Russell. Russell's looking for a new home. At Enid Animal Control, we have lots of pets looking for a new home. Come visit us at 1200 South 10th Street.
Good morning, Enid. Another quick 30 minutes here on this Thursday, September 14th. And again, as Charlotte said, 249-4910 is the number to call to adopt a pet. Plenty of dogs and cats. Busy weekend for everyone. We have football, Walk of Fame, we have parades, we have all kinds of stuff. And Sara said it's going to be hot, 90 degrees. So anyway, everybody have a great weekend.
Yes.
Hope we learned something today. Hope you learned something today about Alzheimer's. And we appreciate Lizzy Orf being with us today. Make it a great day, everyone. Good morning, Enid.